Yo, look, right before we get started on our next story, look, a little comment from Abel Rosa who's saying, I'm just a super casual, but I like that there's another team talking about the anthem on our last story that we just did. Look, again, I think it's nice to have another team, and then as a casual, I think that's good to be able to have more to view. Again, it's always going to be the bigger picture, in my opinion. Like, what's the bigger picture that comes out of this? And talking about bigger pictures, let's talk. Owen Farrell is leaving England in totality. That man said, I am done with this island, as he has officially been mentioned that he is going to be heading to Racing 92. Now, give you some context. What is Racing 92? Racing 92 is the professional rugby team that is based in France. It is part of the league known as Top 14, and it is probably the wealthiest league in the world because all their owners spend money and I'm not saying it's most profitable, but owners spend money. The debt tax basis for France is different. But you're seeing a lot of output going over there. And why I say he's leaving England altogether, Owen Farrell already talked about the fact that he was not going to be coming back to England for the Six Nations because he wanted to take a mental health break, because all your haters online have been grinding him and grilling him for so much. Speaking of which, Andy Farrell, who is the head coach for Ireland, if you guys don't know, is the father of Owen Farrell. Man, I mean, clearly he had Owen Farrell when he was young. I think Owen Farrell is 34 years old. Andy Farrell is 48. So, goddamn, to say the least, god dog. But man, they really do look like older and younger brother, not father brother. But I guess basically 14 years apart, you basically the same. You're basically older brother, younger brother at that point. But god dog. Anyways, but Owen Farrell going over to Top 14 also gives the chance that he might not be able to play for the national team after that. He's going to get paid, but he's not going to be able to get the payment, the national team on that. So that one I think is really important to kind of mention on that. The other half of this is why it also plays into the major changes that are happening in rugby, is the Saracens, who Owen Farrell has played for basically his entire life outside of England. He is that team obviously has been getting restricted in its cap by Premiership because money is tough over in the Premiership rugby. Maro Toji staying there, but who knows for how long if they can. But on the flip side of it, because of the salaries that are having to be done by taking in Owen Farrell, and this past year, Top 14 brought in Sia Khaleesi. They already had Gael Fiku, who I talked about from the Netflix documentary, as well as Josiah Tuasova, who is the Sevens superstar, and Cameron Woki, I don't know who he is, and Henry Ardell, who is also a rising star. So they got all these huge contracts, and as a result, like, they have to get rid of players, and it looks like they're getting rid of as much as 12 players. The cap apparently for Top 14 is 10 million pounds per year, so that hits hard to be able to get these hard hitters. But if you guys get a chance to see Top 14, it seems to be paying off. Racing 92 is top of the league for them. We'll see what happens after this weekend. And they play also in the United Rugby Championships. No, not the United. They played in the Investec Guinness, the Investec European Championships, where they snuck into the playoffs at 16. So they have a chance to play in April. Farrell isn't supposed to kick in until next season, but man, this has like a ripple effect on so much of rugby. New guys coming in like Marcus Smith for England, who I'm saying names because now this documentary actually put faces to names and I actually know who they are. You had people like Marcus Smith, who is an up-and-comer fly half, who now will have an opportunity to have more consistent starts. He was kind of in the Six Nations last year. And then you also have, I think, is George Michael, who played in the Rugby World Cup and just a bomb ass kicker. I think he's from Northampton, plays for Northampton in Premiership. So England is getting like an overhaul. Scotland, we already know, is getting an overhaul. I don't know why Scotland comes in, just because of the fact that all this over the course of like 6 months, completely different Six Nations that you're having, completely different professional side that's going to be coming up over the course of the next 6 months. Like, so much just because this one guy decided to be like, yo, I got to chuck up the deuces and I got to make my way on. But I give him credit, you know. He deserves it. He's been a force. Watching some of the doc, you can see, like, as a fly half, you know, you're always going to be targeted because you are the backs passer. Because I will say, a lot of people keep going like fly halves are the most important piece in rugby, but yo, scrum half to fly half, man. And I feel like scrum half is more so because you got to distribute from outside the ruck and the scrum versus distributing in the open space. But that's just me. This is me. I feel like scrum half takes that. But you know, a lot of people being out for this Six Nations, the shift in going to places where they can actually get financial restitution the way that they need to, even though people are arguing and making it seem like that's a bad thing. Like, yo, you put your body on the line. Stop perpetuating amateurism at the cost of the body of the people, because you're not the one that has to live with it afterwards. So they're basically getting their money, and making sure that they're good for their families indefinitely. So I'm happy to be able to see that. So I'm hoping that he has a good time over in Racing 92. England now has a chance to be able to reset themselves and figure all their stuff out. And yo, what is your thoughts on it? Like, how do you feel about Owen Farrell going to Racing 92? You know, kind of getting away from that very, I think, poisonous English media, going to a really blase French but tough league, and really just trying to see what's up. See what's up.
I ain't convinced.